Господин Ескобар, благодарам за ова интервју, за ова можност да разговараме со вас по средбите што ги имавте денеска во Скопје. Ова е ваша прва посета на Северна Македонија, освен што предпоставувам дека средбите имаа запознавачки карактер. Какви пораки пренесовте на разговорите со државно-владиниот врв?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be on your program. The purpose of the visit was threefold. First, I wanted to give the government my personal thanks and the thanks of the administration for the strong commitment that North Macedonia has to NATO. It's a real partnership, one where North Macedonia does a lot of contributions, and one where I hope that we can deepen our cooperation. Second, I wanted to express the United States and this administration's support for your candidacy in the European Union. We hope that that can happen very quickly, and you have our full support for that. And third, based on the existing cooperation that we already have with North Macedonia, I wanted to explore with the government options for deepening the relationship, to expand the relationship to be more robust in terms of economic investment, cultural, educational, agricultural, and every other kind of cooperation aside from just the military to military and the political strategic relationship.
Ги споменавте НАТО, ЕУ прво за НАТО. Неодамна беше објавено дека Северна Македонија ја завршила војната интеграција во алијансата. Многу пати овде се наметнува дилемата дали нашата армија, со оглед на бројноста на бројот на војници, со оглед на опремата што ја има, дали може да биде сојузник од полза за другите членки на НАТО?
That's right. In fact, it already is. So let's remember that NATO is predominantly a political union. So that means it is a union of countries that have not just common interest, but shared values. And it is those values that are important in NATO being a really important instrument for bolstering democracy, for promoting rule of law, and for encouraging reform. So in that regard, North Macedonia serves as an excellent example for future members.
Повеќе пати досега од различни нивоа од администрацијата во Вашингтон доаѓаше порака дека Соединетите Американски држави поддржуваат почеток на пристапни преговори на Северна Македонија со Европската унија, но свесни сме поради блокадата од Бугарија тоа досега не се случува. Моето прашање е дали американската дипломатија е вклучена во олеснување на диалогот меѓу Софија и Скопје за да се најде решение и на тој начин да се деблокира процесот.
Well, I want to start with the message that North Macedonia deserves to be part of the European Union. You're culturally, historically, and increasingly economically part of Europe. You should have a seat at the table. Additionally, you've made some very, very good reforms that qualify you to start the process. So we're working very closely with our European partners, all our European partners, to ensure that that happens very soon. It was our hope, and it continues to be our hope, that you can start the intergovernmental conferences this year. And if not this year, as soon as possible next year. So the answer is yes, we are in constant communication with all of our European partners on this.
На прес настанот по средбата со министерот Осман имаше прашање од еден новинар дали господинот Ескобар од Скопје оди за Софија.
Yeah. Well, the answer is no. After this, I am going to Bosnia for the Peace Implementation Conference. After that, I'm going to Tirana again to signal our support for the European Union membership. And then after that, I'm going to London to meet with the new UK special rep who's convening the foreign ministers of the Western Balkans in a way to map out the future of how our cooperation will work in the Western Balkans. All of those are positive developments for the region. All of those, we hope that Macedonia will be a full partner in helping us move forward. And I don't exclude that at some point I will visit other parts of Europe where we have important issues to discuss.
Ќе се реферирам на една реченица што ја кажавте или можеби полуреченица за време на изјавата посредбата со министерот Османи, зборувајќи во контекст на потребата од што побрз почеток на пристапните преговори за Северна Македонија во ЕУ, рековте ја поздравуваме подготвеноста за флексибилност. Може ли да појасните на што точно мислевте при тоа?
Well, what I mean by that is we are very supportive of every effort that you've made to do what's necessary to start the process. You've made reforms, you have signaled your intent to do everything necessary, and on top of that, this government expressed a strong support, a strong strategic vision for being a member of the European Union, and we continue to support that.
Имате ли коментар за неодамнешните и тековните случувања на внатрешно-политичката сцена во Северна Македонија? Знаете, Заев најави оставка од премиерската позиција, имаше обид за уривање на оваа влада, во текст се преговори за консолидирање на парламентарното мнозинство.
Our partnership with North Macedonia is with its people and its institutions. So our hope is that the next government, like this government, can maintain its strong pro-NATO commitment and a strong Euro-Atlantic focus. So we're hoping that any government will have that, and as long as that government has that, they have our full support.
На внатрешен план за Северна Македонија и за незините граѓани, како што велите, се чини главни проблеми остануваат широко распространетата корупцијата, прашањето за владење на правото, потребата од ефикасно и независно судство. Која би била вашата порака во овој контекст, имајќи во предвид определбата на председателот Џо Бајден, со која што борбата против корупцијата на глобално ниво ја постави како клучен интерес за националната безбедност на Соединетите Американски држави?
It is. And as you know, corruption is deeply damaging and corrosive to democracies. North Macedonia has been a great example on multi-ethnic harmony, on establishing a pattern of deepening Euro-Atlantic ideals. So the fight against corruption is one that we all have constantly, not only within our borders, but around our borders. So I encourage the government of North Macedonia, this one, the next one, all governments, to continue the fight against corruption. And by the way, it is corruption that is leading to the migration of people outside of the Balkans. So the sooner we work to resolve this issue, the more healthy both the economy and the democracy will be in this country.
Сакам да ве прашам и за главните предизвици во регионот, на регионално ниво, Босна и Херцеговина, диалогот Белград-Приштина. Што е вашата проценка? Можен ли е пробив за овие две прашања на некаков краток рок?
Well, in order to answer both those questions, we have to talk about the context in which we're dealing with them. The important thing for the public to know is that this administration doesn't look at the Balkans through the lens of the 1990s, that is, through the political problems. The reality, the real story of the Balkans is the phenomenal economic growth and the phenomenal economic opportunities that exist here. If you look at the economic of where we are 25 years later, out of the former Yugoslavia and the former area of the Western Balkans, we now have 3 NATO countries that we call allies as well as friends. The economy is growing at an average rate of about 7%. The region offers tremendous opportunities for energy, shipping, transportation, renewables, and even IT. So it is this regional economic integration that is transforming the Balkans into a really exciting place to be able to look at the political questions and the economic questions. This is where North Macedonia is going to help us resolve the problems, not just in your country, but in the region. So yes, I do think that in the context of this regional integration, that there are great opportunities to resolve the issues of Serbia and Kosovo and Bosnia and Herzegovina. And we're going to be looking to North Macedonia to contribute to the resolution of those problems as well.
На каков начин?
Well, first of all, you are a tremendous example of multi-ethnic harmony. You're a great example of peacefully and effectively integrating into Euro-Atlantic institutions. And you're also a model of free, fair, and peaceful elections. So we need you to export that.
Интересно. Ќе ни се вратите брзо?
I would like to. In my next visit, I would like to do more in working with chambers of commerce, businesses, entrepreneurs, students, and civil society. Now, I'm making this trip because it was the only opportunity I could make before the end of the year. And as I said, it was important for this administration to make a statement in support of your Euro-Atlantic aspirations. But in my next visit, I promise to meet with more people and get a broader sense of what North Macedonia is.
Благодарам многу за ова интервју, благодарам за можноста токму 360 степени да го има првото интервју со Габриел Ескобар по преземањето на новата функција.
Thank you very much.